make a start. I'll just pop you on mute and you can come to sit comfortably on your mat. So feel free to have a cushion or a block underneath you just to help you sit more comfortably. So just settling down through the base of your body, relaxing, releasing the legs, dropping the weight down into your seat bones, and just resting your hands comfortably on your thighs. Okay. So if you feel happy to do so, you can softly close your eyes, or if you prefer, just lower your gaze to a few feet in front of you. Soft focus, bringing your attention inwards. So to begin, just become aware of how your body feels tonight. So just noticing perhaps the pressure and contact between your base and the floor, your block. And your spine. Your shoulders. And your face. So just acknowledging how you feel tonight, both physically and emotionally. So just acknowledging whatever emotions might be present and how do they feel within your body? How do they show up? And always just accepting whatever it is you find without judgment. When you're ready, begin to take your focus to the breathing. So just be aware of your natural breath coming and going. Be aware of the feelings of breathing within your body. So you might want to focus on your belly, your chest, or maybe your nostrils. And in your own time, just begin to deepen the out breath. So your body will breathe out as much as it wants to, and then you encourage a deeper out breath by actively retracting your abdominal area. And then release to breathe in and take your awareness up to the chest. So just working with this for a few breaths. Breathe out passively and then actively breathing out a bit more deeply. Release the belly, breathe in, take your awareness up to the chest. And it's the same with the in-breath. As you breathe in, your body will naturally breathe in as much as it wants to. And then I want you to actively breathe in a bit more. So using the muscles between the ribs to actively breathe in and fill and expand the rib cage even more. And breathe out, relax and soften. Deepening your out breath. So as we inhale, we're taking our focus up to the chest and rib cage. And as we exhale, we're taking our focus down to the belly. And if it feels natural and you can do so without strain, you can use a little ujjayi breath here. So just restricting the back of the throat ever so slightly so that you can hear your breath. Inhale, chest. Exhale, drop down to your belly. And if you like, you can add a few arm stretches with this. So breathing in up into the chest, just raising the arms up above your head and stretching up, base to fingertips, and then breathing out, bringing the arms back down again, dropping your attention down to the belly. So just working with this at your own pace. The movement of your arms flowing in sync with your breath. Next time your palms come up, bring them together, and then breathing out, drop them down to rest in front of your heart space. And allow your breath to flow freely for a moment. Just focusing gently on the heart space. Letting everything settle. Opening your eyes, and we'll begin just to give the hands a nice rub together. Bringing some heat, some energy into the hands. When we shake out. And then just pause for a moment. You can close the eyes and just get a sense of how the hands feel. So can you feel a change in the hands? Do they feel more energized? You might notice a tingling or maybe a warmth or a coolness. And then we're just going to bring the fingertips up to touch the top of the forehead, the center of the forehead, just below the hairline. And then just slide the fingertips down to the temples. Okay, so just do that a few times, just a gentle kind of stroking of the skin from the center, top of your forehead, down to the temples. Just breathing easy as you do this, staying relaxed. And then just the same thing, but this time just starting just above your eyebrows, center of the forehead, just sliding the fingertips over the tops of the eyebrows and to the temples. Might feel good just to circle at the temples a couple of times. Just noticing any tension. Okay, and then taking your fingertips to the bridge of the nose. Same thing, just gently across the tops of the cheekbones and up to the temples. Just a couple of times, 2-3 times. Just lightly stroking the skin, so it's not firm pressure, just light pressure. And then down to the, just below the nose, and just sliding your fingertips up to the back of the jaw, just at that joint, the back of the jaw. Again, you can circle here a couple of times if you wish. Just repeat that maybe 3 times. Okay, and then down to the point of the chin and work your way up the jawline. Again, all the way up to the back of the jaw. 3 times. Good, and then taking your arm across the body and support the elbow if you like, and just work into your neck and as much of the top of the shoulder and around the shoulder as you can comfortably reach. Just see what you feel here. Now just do this quite instinctively, just in a way that feels good. rubbing, tapping, squeezing, whatever feels nice. Maybe smooth strokes up and down. Okay, and let's work our way all the way down the back of the arm now. Fingertips and then all the way up the inside of the arm, across the shoulder. Just a few times. Okay, and then we'll switch sides. So just again, work into the back of the neck, give it a nice rub. Shoulder. Round the shoulder joint itself. And then the arm. Just a few times down the back of the arm, up the inside of the arm. Good stuff. And then let's do our legs. So you can give your legs a stretch out. Same thing with the legs, really. Just slide down the outer legs as far as you can and up the inner legs. Just working your way up and down at your own pace. Good. Okay. So from here, when you're ready, let's just come onto our mats. Knees a little bit wider than hip width. We'll come to our pose of the child, wide knee pose of the child, just sinking back, bottom to heels. Supporting yourself through the arms in any way that feels most relaxing, in any way that enables you to release your upper body. So you might be resting on the hands, the elbows, or maybe some of you can really just stretch out and drop your chest, your chin, or maybe your forehead. So when you're in this pose, do feel free just to make subtle adjustments. It's absolutely fine to have a little wriggle. Just exploring until you find a position which feels comfortable for you. You can let go and just begin to notice your breathing body. Again, acknowledging areas of tension maybe, or discomfort. See if you can bring the breath there. Breathing in, sending the breath to those areas, and breathing out, inviting them to let go. Just continuing to work with this attitude of non-judgment. On your next inhalation, slowly rise up to all fours, bringing the knees in underneath your hips, hands below your shoulders. I'll just run through cat pose just to warm up your spine. So inhaling, hollowing your back, lifting your tail, lifting your chest. Take your awareness into the chest. And then exhale, rounding the center of your back towards the ceiling. Dropping your head and tail and taking your awareness down into the belly. So keep that going at your own pace. Inhaling, chest. Awareness resting here. And then exhaling, belly. Breathing smoothly, deeply. Again, maybe using a soft ujjayi. So when we exhale, we're almost really creating an Uddiyana Bandha. So that's a drawing back of the lower abdominal area. You might find this almost just happens naturally, a contraction of the lower belly as you breathe out. Making sure to fully release it as you breathe in and let your awareness travel up into the chest. And then when you're ready, just coming to a neutral position, neutral spine, and tucking the toes. We'll move from here into our down dog. So in your own time, just lift the knees and press back and stretch out into your down dog. And let's just be here for a few breaths, just checking in with how it feels to be in down dog tonight, and feel absolutely free to pedal the feet or move in any way that feels nourishing for your body. And then I'd like you to step your right foot forward. Okay, step the right foot forward. And we're going to come into crescent moon pose. If you need extra knee cushioning, feel free just to flip over the side of your mat and double up your mat underneath that back knee. Okay. So bringing your body upright and just organizing your foot and knee placement so that you can easily lunge forward and drop the hips. Okay. The front foot stays nice and firmly planted, toes spread. So you can do this with or without the arms, bringing the palms together in front of your chest. Feel absolutely free to keep them here, or you can inhale as you drop down into your lunge and reach your fingertips up towards the ceiling, gazing gently upwards. Find something to gaze at, using your drishti, your gaze point. Be here and breathe. A few breaths. Can you let go a little bit? On your next exhale, slowly drop the arms down. Good. We'll come to our lizard pose. So just heel toe that front foot out a little bit towards the edge of your mat and bringing your hands down on the floor inside that foot. Okay. So from here, feel free just to stay as you are. You might want to just take a little rock back and forward as and when you need to. Okay. So settling now, resting the weight through the palms of your hands. This might be enough for you. Okay, just being here, breathing might be enough for you. Or you can drop down onto your elbows. And you can experiment with what you want to do with your back leg. You can either keep the knee down, toes tucked, or you can stretch out the toes. Or you can tuck the toes and lift the knee from the floor, extending into the heel. Okay, a few options to try. Breathe. I quite like to roll the weight to the outer edge of my front foot, letting the knee drop out to the side. And then bring it back in again. So although it's a static pose, I'm bringing just a little bit of movement into it. And we're just working with that hip. Just use your breath as an anchor. Coming back to the breath whenever you need to. Whenever you need a break, just pop that knee down, come back onto your hands, and we'll just rock back. Gently lengthening the front leg. Good. Okay. When you're ready, step back into your down dog again. Spreading the fingers, rooting the palms, and lengthening through your torso. Breathe here, a few breaths. Let's take 3 deep breaths if we can here. Maybe try inhaling, lifting the heels high, exhaling, dropping them down low. And when you're ready, stepping your left foot forward now. Getting ready for Crescent Moon Anjaliasana on the other side. Again, fold the edge of your mat in if you need extra padding. Okay, so just check your stance feels comfortable and you can drop the hips a little. Front foot firmly planted. So when you're ready, either keeping the hands where they are or reaching up as you lunge forward. Fixing your gaze and settling in, going to your breath. So you may be experiencing a whole range of sensations, strong to gentle in this pose. Always asking yourself, am I okay here? Is this okay? Is this something I can work with? Is this something I can breathe through? Or do I need to make an adjustment or move? So these are good inquiries. When you're ready, just exhale and drop the arms. Widen your stance a little, ready for lizard. And then either staying where you are, you might want to just counter pose Anjaliasana, rocking back. Seeing how that feels and then rocking forward when you're ready. Okay, so choosing a variation of lizard, staying where you are, or maybe dropping down onto the elbows. Toes tucked or foot stretched out, or even knee lifting, reaching into your heel. And perhaps playing with that front leg, letting the weight rock to the outer edge of your front foot, knee dropping gently out to the side a wee bit, and then bringing that foot back down into the ground, knee comes up. So you can play with that. Just aiming to release any unnecessary tension, perhaps around your shoulders, your face, or anywhere else. Whenever you feel ready to come out of this one, just take your time, come out nice and slowly and mindfully, just easing yourself out. And let's rock back, just taking a counter pose, just to ease everything off. Rocking back. Few breaths here. Softening. And then again, when you're ready, step back, down dog. Resetting hands and feet, spreading fingers and toes. From here, we'll come into three-legged dog. So very slowly, just begin to lift your right leg up. And breathe here a moment. Some of you might want to bend the knee and roll the knee and the hip gently round towards the ceiling. So it becomes more of a spiraling action through the pelvis, the torso, even maybe a gentle turning of the head here. Just breathe into it. And then from there, just gently squaring up your pelvis again, bring that right knee forward, all the way forward. And we'll come into our pigeon variation. So I'll just turn around just to remind you of this one. So this one, we bring our knee to right angles in front of us. So it'll be parallel with the long edge of your mat. Well, this could be the front of your mat, actually. The front of your mat. So in this version, you'll be thrust a little to one side, and that's okay. You can have your back leg also at right angles, if you wish, your knee out to the side. Or if it feels comfortable, you can slide that leg back a little bit more. So evening up the pelvis just a wee bit more. Find some support through your hands. Okay, see how it feels. And if you're okay doing so, you can drop down a wee bit lower over that front leg. Okay, low as is comfortable for you. You can drop the chest all the way down, forehead all the way down if you want to. So just exploring and finding a position that you can be in for a few breaths. And if that means wriggling a little bit, adjusting a little bit, let that happen. You're just taking things to your comfortable edge. And just simply being there and breathing. Just taking maybe one more final breath here in this position. On the out breath, really give yourself permission to let go. And then gently bringing yourself back up. Press back into your down dog once again. Back to your down dog. And if you wish, coming into three-legged dog with the left leg. So floating that leg back and up. Maybe bending the knee and rolling knee and hip round, opening up the front of the hip. And feeling that gentle spiraling action through your body. Just breathe into it, a few breaths here. And when you're ready, just squaring up the pelvis again, slowly bringing that knee forward. And once again, just organizing yourself for your funky pigeon. Front knee at right angles, back knee at any angle, really. Finding support through your hands. And just dropping down as far as feels good in your body. Just being with your breath. And noticing if the sensations you're feeling in this pose are just changing as you hold it. Maybe one final breath. Just inviting your body to really let go on the out breath. And then coming slowly up. And coming to sit in Baddha Konasana with your feet together. Okay, so we'll run through our little core flow. So from here, just gently diving down with the top of your head, spine rounded, and then scooping up, waving up through your spine, lifting your chest. Coming to sit up nice and tall and rocking back onto your bottom. Bringing the knees in and up. And if you like, extending the legs into Navasana boat pose. Okay. See if it's possible just to hold it. Try your best to keep a little bit of lift in the chest. Just noticing what sensations are present here. And then when you're ready, we'll bend the knees and gently roll down onto your back through a rounded spine. Let the arms float onto the floor above your head and extend the soles of your feet towards the ceiling. Gently pulling the toes towards you. And then from here, keeping the small of your back in contact with the floor, just invite the legs to drop wide apart. Keep reaching into your heels, extending through the inner legs. If it gets too intense, you can soften the knees or bring the knees in a little, or even support the outer thighs with your hands, pressing your elbows down into the floor. You've got to find just the right intensity here. When you're ready, slowly as you can, just bring the legs back in and up. Good, and then with a wee bit of momentum, let's rock up to sit, back to Baddha Konasana. Okay, try that again. So when you're ready, diving down, so dropping the top of your head down, scooping up, rocking back onto your bottom, bringing knees in and up. So you might want to stay here with the feet fairly low. You can bring them higher, just to wherever suits you. If you want to work extra hard, you can take the arms out to the sides. Good. Can you breathe here? Are you breathing? And when you're ready, roll back down through your spine, arms overhead, feet towards the ceiling, toes towards you, and allowing the legs to drop wide apart. Extending through the inner legs into the soles of the feet. Center of each heel, base of the big toe, base of the little toe, spreading the toes. Breathe into it. Is it possible to keep the small of the back down? So engaging the core a wee bit more. Do you need to support the outer thighs with the hands? Just inquire what feels best. When you're ready, really slowly, keeping the core steady, bringing those feet up. And then a wee bit of momentum, rock up. Ooh. Baddha Konasana on its own this time, just once, okay? So just allowing your body to gently fall forward. Feel free to place your palms on the ground or your elbows, or even walk the hands forward. Wherever feels best for you, whatever enables you to release your upper body, maybe even making two fists, one on top of the other, and resting your forehead on the back of the fists. So just play with it. And as always in these slightly longer holds, the slightly stronger poses, if your joints start giving you pain, listen to it and just gently move out of the position. Okay, it's fine for our muscles to feel tense and getting tense sensations in the muscles, but if our joints start complaining, then we must listen and find an alternative. Nice deep breathing. Try dropping your head and feeling the breath moving in the back of your body. Okay, so nice rounded spine. Breathe into the back of your body. And when you're ready, just intentionally coming back up. Good stuff. Okay, I think we need a counter pose for the hips now after all that. So let's bend one knee in front of us, bringing your shin parallel to the front of your mat. Okay, and if possible, I'd like you to take the outer ankle and just rest it just above your knee. Now, it may be that your knee is sticking way up in the air. It doesn't matter, okay? It doesn't matter. But if it can drop down a little bit, you can let it drop down a little bit. So we're coming into what's usually called square pose. Okay. So from here, just take your opposite hand across to your top knee there. Sitting up nice and tall, just let your other hand come to rest on the floor somewhere behind you for support. And breathe in, lift up through your spine. Breathe out and just mindfully just begin to turn the body into a nice twist. Nice and easy. So let's just breathe, working with the breath. Perhaps explore deepening the breath on the out, deepening the twist on the out breath slightly. And maybe releasing it a little on the in breath. See if that works for you. Use the in breath as an opportunity to grow a little taller. And then when you're ready, on your next out breath, just unravel to the front. Okay, so can we now from here just cross the legs a little bit more? So bringing the knees almost as if you're stacking the knees on top of each other. Gomukhasana legs, okay? So it's fine to sit on a block here if you feel you're being thrust over to one side. Ideally, we want the weight to be more or less dropping through both seat bones evenly, okay? Doesn't matter if your knees don't quite stack. Good. Clasping the hands together behind your back. Just roll your shoulders back and down, stretch into your hands, and just gently open your chest. A few breaths here. Good. And then gently release the hands to the front, bringing them to the floor. Okay. So this might already be intense enough. You might be thinking, okay, yep, strong enough. You might even want to release it at this point. It's up to you. But if you're still okay with it, just feel free to allow your body just to fold gently forward towards your legs. Okay, just see how that feels. It's nice and slowly, mindfully, seeing how it feels. And maybe finding a position you can settle in for a little while without gritted teeth. Just breathing. Maybe smiling, even if you don't feel like smiling. Slowly, when you're ready, coming back up. Unraveling the legs. So just acknowledging which leg is on top, which leg is underneath. And before we do the other side, let's stretch out the legs, give them a break. Okay. Maybe give them a little jiggle. Give them a wee jiggle. And then bending your knees, resting the weight through your heels, just drawing the toes towards you. Allow yourself to fold forward, bringing your body down onto your thighs, the front of your thighs. Okay. You can bring your hands down, either holding your feet or onto the floor, either side of your feet or legs. Okay. So just allow your spine to round and let your head drop towards your legs. And just be aware of your breath moving the back of your body. And if it's possible for you to do so, keeping the contact between your front body and the thighs, you can slide the heels away from you slightly. as far as feels good. Coming to a slightly deeper forward fold. Imagine you can breathe into the whole back surface of your body, the back of the legs, back of the pelvis, back of the torso, back of the head, the whole back body. Taking one more big in breath. As you breathe out, really just soften. Let go. And then roll gently up through your spine, up through a rounded spine. Feel the vertebrae gently restacking themselves all the way. Good. Okay, so let's repeat square pose to the other side. So remembering which leg was on top last time. See if you can make right angles with your lower leg and then bringing your outer ankle to rest just above your knee. Not worrying about where that top knee is resting, but just allowing it to drop down as much as it wants to. And taking your opposite hand over to the knee. Coming right, gently round into your twist when you're ready. Okay? So just breathing into lengthen the spine. And breathing out to gently turn. So I'll just leave you with this for a few breaths, just to kind of explore and experience the shape, how the breath moves in the body. Taking one final in breath, and as you breathe out, just unravel. Unraveling to the front. Good. And then let's come to our Gomukhasana legs. So if possible, maybe tucking the heel of that lower leg in towards your outer hip. And then doing the same with the top leg, drawing the heel in towards the outer hip. Stacking the knees, sitting on your block if you're not already doing so, if you need it. Okay, let's clasp the hands behind our back. Roll the shoulders back and down. Open the chest, stretching into your hands. Fixing your gaze or closing your eyes and just being with the breath here. Maybe a soft ujjayi breath feels good. See what works for you. It might be nice to use your chest belly focus here with the breath. So breathing in chest, breathing out belly and base. One more breath. And then release your arms, let them float to the front, bringing them to the floor. Hands to the floor. Okay, so as I said in the last time, it might be strong enough for you just here. This might be enough. Okay, but feel free to come further forward if that feels all right. Just to that juicy point. Feels really good. It might feel strong, but hopefully Good. And just breathe into it. Breathing into those tight spots and letting go. When you feel ready, just mindfully coming out of it really slowly, taking your time, noticing what you feel as you release the pose. Unraveling your legs, swiveling round so that you have space behind you on your mat. And we're going to come into gentle half shoulder stand from here. So when you're ready, just rolling down through your spine. You might want to just take a moment in semi-supine pose just to check in with your body. You've just done a few quite strong poses, so there might be some after effects happening in the body. So it's quite nice to give yourself a bit of space and time to notice the effects. And when you're ready, just drawing the knees up towards your chest. Placing the palms of your hands underneath your buttocks. And then extending the soles of the feet up towards the ceiling. So we're already in an inversion here. This might be enough of an inversion. Know that you can stay here and come out of it, bending the knees, bringing the feet down whenever you want to. If you want to go a bit further, then just walking the elbows in close to your body or even slightly underneath your body. Turning the palms and slowly rolling gently up into a half shoulder stand, just lightly supporting your back with your hands, walking the elbows in. So you've got good support through the elbows. Having your legs at approximately a 45-degree angle, so you're looking up at your knees. And just noticing how it feels to reverse the flow of gravity. What does that do to your system, your body? How does it feel? How does it feel to breathe here? And for anyone who wants to, feel absolutely free to begin to drop your feet towards the floor above your head into Halasana plow. Your feet may or may not reach the floor, it doesn't matter. Just listening to your body and coming into it as much or as little as you like. Just being here for a few breaths, breathing. If your feet are all the way down onto the floor, you might want to try clasping your hands together and stretching your arms out along the floor. And this just creates just a little bit more support through the arms, a little bit more of a squeezing together of the shoulder blades. Few breaths. Bringing your hands back onto the back of the body if they're not already there for support. Bending your knees and gently rolling your body from top to bottom back down onto the floor. Taking your time, slowly bringing your feet down onto your mat. Bring the feet together and let the knees drop out wide. And cup your hands behind your neck. Gently lifting your chin towards the ceiling and dropping your elbows down towards the floor. So you're creating just a little back bend here. You might feel now that the front of the body is opening out. So this is a modified fish pose, gentle fish pose. You can stay here and breathe. If you want a slightly stronger variation of fish pose, you can bring your arms down to the sides of the body, slide your hands underneath your bottom, walk the elbows in underneath you a little bit, press down into your elbows and just lift your head up away from the floor, lifting your chest and then dropping the top of your head down onto your mat, just lightly onto your mat, into fish pose. Totally optional, see which version suits you. Just be here a few breaths. The classic counter pose to shoulder stand is quite nice to do after plow. Whenever you are ready, just finding your way back to semi-supine position, resting on your back with the knees bent, feet on the floor. Just noticing what the residual effects of these last few poses are in your body. What do you feel? And if you feel you need to, take a counter pose or make any final movements that you feel your body wants. So if you're in a strong fish, for example, you really might feel like hugging the knees towards your chest and curling into a ball. But just listen to your body and just feel absolutely free to move it in any way it wants to be moved, just to help rebalance everything within your body. So any movements that feel nourishing, healing, healthy. And if you feel that you've moved around enough, by all means carry on if you need to do more, but if you feel you've moved around enough, just preparing yourself for a breathing exercise. So this can be done seated or lying on your back, whatever suits you. Pop on your layers if you've got some handy, blanket, jumpers, socks. So just deciding for yourself tonight whether you would prefer to sit or lie down. Make yourself nice and cozy, comfortable, well supported. So the focus for this breathing exercise is going to be the spinal column from tailbone all the way to the point between the eyebrows. So take your awareness to the breath when you're ready. Just focusing on your breathing. Let your body breathe freely for now. Taking a step back, just become a witness to your breath. Trusting that your body knows exactly how to breathe right now. It knows exactly what it needs. And allowing the breath just to settle into a natural rhythm. Breath being just a little bit deeper than your natural breathing. Still nice and easy, free from strain. And I want you to imagine now that as you breathe in, you're breathing in from the pelvic floor, the base of the spine, all the way to the navel, and then back down again. So just seeing if you can take your awareness from the pelvic floor up to the navel on the in-breath, and then navel to pelvic floor on the out-breath. And if it helps, you can imagine you're breathing up a tube. Pelvic floor to navel and back down again. It's quite nice to attach a mantra to this breathing. So you might want to breathe out mentally, saying the word hum for the length of your in-breath and so for the length of your out-breath. Hum, so. Next in-breath, see if you can take the awareness all the way from the pelvic floor to the heart center of your chest, and back down again. So maybe breathing a little bit more slowly. Maybe using a very soft ujjayi. Hum, so. When you feel ready, you can try breathing in, taking your awareness from the pelvic floor all the way up to the point between your eyebrows, just above your eyebrows, and then back down to the pelvic floor again. doing your absolute best just to feel your way up and down the body with your breath. Picking up on any sensations as you go. And then when you're ready, just let your attention come to rest in the belly and just allow your body to breathe freely, noticing the rise and the fall of the belly as you breathe. Just bringing to mind this attitude of acceptance and kindness towards yourself and whatever it is you're experiencing. See if you can expand your awareness to take in the whole body as you breathe. So maybe imagining that the whole body is breathing in and the whole body's breathing out. Very subtle. And then taking your awareness to the pressure and contact between your body and the floor. Just being aware of this pressure. Being aware of your whole body. Breathing a little bit more deeply, perhaps listening to sounds around you. And in your own time, just begin to wiggle your fingers and toes. Begin to move the body in any way it wants to be moved. If you need a little longer on your back, that's fine. So if you feel ready, just taking your time to roll to one side and push up or rock up. Okay, so that's us for tonight. Thank you for being here. And as always, get in touch or stick around if you have any queries or questions. Take care. Thank you.